Good morning out there, everybody. It's the Olosopher, ready to give you some more Olosophy. Just got it in this morning, Rocky 3, Cubber Lang style. But the question I want to answer to everybody, to the best of my knowledge, what is a coon? What is a sellout? And how does it relate today? Okay, basically a coon is, by the definition, is when someone acts stereotypically of what's been depicted of a certain person or a certain race of people. That's a coon. When somebody like an actor or anybody, somebody that entertains, and they entertain in a stereotypical manner in the ways that they've been depicted over history, for have they been falsely depicted? How we've been, or it could be anybody. A coon, like I said, coon just don't relate to just one color. Okay, a coon, you got Asian coons, you got African American coons, you got, well, I ain't gonna say African American, Moors. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you got white coons, you got it's like I said, you got Italian coons, you got Jewish coons. I mean, you got all kind of coons. Okay. When you overly act and you act like the depictions of, you act like, on your stereotype and what they depicted you as, that's cooning. All right. Now, a sellout is an individual, they know better, but they selling out their principles. They selling out what they stood for. They selling out on what they used to stand on for monetary gain. They would give up everything that they stood for monetary gain. And and we all seen examples of this. We seen examples of cooning. Okay, I don't really need to go into detail as far as like cooning. I mean, we see them out there every day. We seen Don King at the Donald Trump rally. I mean, that was cooning to his highest degree. You seen the black pastor in Cleveland, man. I ain't even gonna say this dude's name. That's cooning to the highest degree. Okay, but then you have sellouts. Stephen A. Smith. Yes, Stephen A. Smith, sellout. I remember that show you used to have on ESPN. Quite frankly, all right, you was all for the brothers. You was brother this, brother that. You was pro-black. You wasn't ashamed to say it. You was saying it louder than James Brown. But in the end, when you made that comment, and guess what? You was just being real. You was being who you were. You was speaking from the diaphragm. All right, you was speaking from the gut, man. When you made that comment about Ray Rice, all right, and you got suspended for it, it wasn't because, you see, ESPN let it air. It's when that chick Michelle Beadle came out and spoke out against you. All of a sudden, ESPN suspended you, and then you came back off of your suspension with like your tail tucked between your legs as Michelle Beadle was going in on you. And you was capitulating. Yes, boss. Yes, master. Yes, yes, yes. And now since then, you've been riding hard. You've been riding real hard on black folks. But then you realized, see, because I can tell you think, Stephen A. I can tell you think. And I can tell that you care. And I can tell that it's bothering you doing what you've been doing. It's bothering you. Now all of a sudden, you've been reading these reviews. You've been caring about what people think about you. Because you can go on this rant all day. When you made that little segment, Stephen A. Smith's a sellout. Stephen A. Smith's an Uncle Tom, but you know what? I don't give a damn. Yes, you do. Because you've been getting the latest blowback from the community. And now all of a sudden, ESPN is still giving you some restraints. It's still giving you some restrictions. You're trying to sound pro-black again. We not buying it. Cause see, dude, you're trying to jump the fences. See, you trying to go where a buzz is going. You're trying to go where the hype is going. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to go where it's hot at. All right. And I'm not a real big fan of Skip Bayless. I'm not. But even when he left ESPN and he said the reason why he left ESPN was the biggest reason because he feel like he basically said in so many words, they not going to let you be you. They only going to accept you when you selling out your own people, when you cooning for your master. You know, that's why, you know, you've been trying to jump, but you trying to straddle that fence, but they not going to let you, man. They're not going to let you. And see, over history, and back, I'm off of Stephen A. Smith, but see, over history, everybody, you had coons. You had sellouts. And I know y'all might look at me like, man, you going crazy? Yeah, because I'm going to say this. We need them. How do you know you smart? How do we know that we're smart? Because we're around dumb people. How do you know you're around? How do you know when you're conscious? Because you're around some people that are not conscious. That's how the world balances itself out. That's how the world balances itself out. You know, people that's been selling us out, people that's been cooning for their master, see, they go extra hard talking down on us to try to keep their position or try to strengthen their position in the world of their oppressor. They will ride harder they will ride harder than their oppressor on their own people than their oppressor would. Even to the point where their oppressor would say, "Whoa, you're going a little too hard." See, they living by their definition of the oppressor, and they want their oppressor's exception. Cause see, that's what they want. That's they monetary gain is based on the criticism of their own. Even and the oppressor knows this. Cause over time, even Malcolm X said this. Every time you get someone, a black man or a black woman of conscience that speak out on certain things, the oppressor will quickly throw somebody out there to offset what you said. And they've been doing it for years. History repeats itself. They're doing it now. Every time you get a Colin Kaepernick, you're going to have a Ray Lewis. Every time you're going to get some of these guys that speak out, some of these analysts and some of these anchors that speak out, you're going to have a Stephen A. Smith. So again, we need sellouts. We need coons because we need to know who we are. Those people are strength and are helping our consciousness. You're going to have coons. You're going to have sellouts. Some of them are going to see the light and some of them are going to realize the error in their ways and they're going to fall back. But then you're going to have others that's going to ride even harder because they love their cushion position. They love their position in the status quo. They love their position. They're not trying to lose that. They're not trying to, compromise it. So they going to ride even harder. So don't expect them to jump on our side and jump on the side of the people. No, because it ain't just it's about the people. They not going to ride for you. You're going to have some that's going to see the light and they're going to say, oops, I realized my bad. I see the error in my way. But then you're going to have the ones that's going to ride even harder. Again, I hope I answered that question. Please, somebody help me out. Like I said, I don't know everything because like I said, the minute I know everything is the minute my head goes cold and I'm no longer breathing. So like I said, learning is living, living is learning. I hope I answered that question. I hope I broke down that definition good enough. This is the Olosopher giving you some more Olosophy, talking from the third eye. Cyclops, let's awake.